My name is Carl Pearson. I've just lost $45,000 to obtain a $27.21 refund from Walmart. My loss, computed yesterday, has provided me with the idea for this video, which is to explain what poverty pricing, externalization of costs, and patronage rewards have in common. You'll learn the reason for something that you frequently experience and would most assuredly like to do something about. I'm 83 years old, a high school dropout. I received my magna cum laude degree in political science. I'm also a graduate of Harvard Law School. And, importantly, I have plenty of time on my hands and mind, as today is my 69th day of self-imposed quarantine to avoid dying prematurely from the coronavirus. Time is the common factor in poverty pricing, externalization of costs, and patronage rewards. Now, let me go on and explain. As to poverty pricing, it all began, as I see it, during the Great Depression, during the 1930s. A company named Sperry and Hutchinson, Inc. Came up with a very unusual and highly valuable business idea known to everyone as S&H green stamps. This idea lasted into the 1980s, and I was a passing acquaintance of the son of one of the founders of S&H green stamps, just incidentally to let you know that. S&H green stamps came 10 years before the Second World War savings stamps and bonds purchased by children or their parents from the teacher at school or in the post office and pasted into a book. And when the child or parent filled the book with $18.75 worth of savings stamps, the child or parent would turn the booklet into the local post office and receive a $25,000 federal savings bond to help finance the U.S. participation in the Second World War, and to be paid to the parent or child 10 years after the date of issuance. Now, back to the 1930s and the green stamps. Grocery store chains such as A&P throughout the nation bought huge amounts of green stamps and empty booklets from S&H Green Stamps, Inc., and gave these stamps to customers in proportion to their grocery purchases, and extra stamps if the customer spent the time required to pore through pages of ads to find the featured items with extra stamps, clipped out the ads, and organized them for use in purchasing the featured groceries named in the clipped coupons. Millionaires, or their Depression equivalent, did not waste their time reading through pages of advertising to find and clip coupons. They used their time instead to go for limousine, boat, or plane trips, or to earn more money. But the persons with little or no money spent the time needed to look for bargains, that is, sales and extra green stamps, in the advertisements because they were saving money or obtaining, quote, gifts, unquote, from S&H when filling a few books with stamps, gifts such as toasters or perfume they could not otherwise afford, and probably laid away to give to their children at Christmas in some cases, and had nothing else to do with their time. In this way, by requiring the expenditure of time to get bargains and gifts, the grocery stores were able to give discounts to poverty customers and no discounts at all to the more affluent. So the next one, externalization of costs. I ordered 4 different products, including a soap, on April 4, 2020, and paid Walmart $27.21. This, from the outset, caused many hours of time dissecting the payment details for each of the 4 items, and isolating the specific credit card in which the 4 different charges were made at different times. The underlying seller of the soap was a third-party vendor. After a month and several efforts to contact Walmart and the underlying seller, unsuccessfully, I realized I was not going to receive the product, and I started to increase my research and efforts to resolve the problem, and got 2 promises by the seller to reship, which did not occur. I calendared each item I expect to receive and spend time calendaring and recalendaring and reviewing the calendar, and a lot of time with Walmart and trying to contact the shipper and waiting for my call to get to the number 1 spot. I spent about 10 hours in all from the date of the order to yesterday, and finally yesterday obtained a $27.21 refund. When I spend an hour of my time doing legal work for a client, I bill the client $450 for 1 hour of legal work, which is needed to pay for my firm's overhead, among other things. The 10 hours of time I spent on getting my refund cost me $4,500 in lost billings, assuming, of course, that I had the option of doing legal work instead of groveling for a $27.21 refund. A lot of the time I spent could have been avoided if Walmart and the third-party manufacturer had enough employees to solve my problem without the requirement of so many hours of my time. Big business has learned how to reduce their costs by imposing their costs on customers and local hospitals with the healthcare costs of their underpaid employees, for example, instead of providing costly medical coverage. This is known as externalization of costs and makes the company more profitable, but hurts the customer, local hospitals, local government, local taxpayers, and competition that does not engage in the hurtful practice. Finally, patronage rewards. Time is also the basis for the present day's array of complicated and time-consuming rewards to customers in the form of coupons and lower prices. The coupons are both physical and digital. The physical coupons are in publications available in or at the entrance of the store itself, as well as in penny saver publications. Yes, a publication devoted to saving pennies in the grocery store, delivered to the home by mail or hand. Instead of green stamps, the present-day version offers product pictures and significant price discounts that are often funded by the manufacturer itself to attract additional purchases of the product. The newer coupons are visual, electronic, or digital, offering lower prices or bargains as part of the store's product description, or through digital sensors which know when you are close to the product and alert you to the bargain, and even at checkout to see if you have any coupons that you want to use to lower your cost. And I should not forget the increasing reward made upon scanning your rewards card at checkout and advising you about the discount that is building up for you. All of these present ways to offer discounted prices count quite heavily on consumers' time to predict the costs to the store and or manufacturer. Let's say that a product normally sells for $4 and the discount is $2. If the product is going to have 10 million sales during the offer period, the manufacturer or store could be facing a cost of $2 times 10 million or $20 million for this one product and offer. But they factor in the time cost of the consumer required to accept the lower price offer and recognize that only, say, 10% of the sales are at the discounted price, so that the cost is only $2 million instead of $20 million. This is the way many discounted prices are advertised, knowing that a small percentage of sales will actually be made at the lower price, because it is just not worth the time involved for most persons to play the time-consuming coupon game. but even featuring a product will result in additional sales at the regular price. Oh, I should point out that the use of coupons is profitable for the store and manufacturer, and is just one more way that they externalize their costs by throwing the costs of this additional profit upon the coupon user. So, in summary, the consumer's time is used profitably by stores and manufacturers to impose their costs upon someone external to the distribution process, and you, the consumer, see this most noticeably in the amount of time you have to wait on the telephone or chat line to speak with someone about the product you just paid for, and the lack of knowledge of the person you are speaking with, the lowest possible salary for the spokesperson when using persons in other countries, and the constant use of automated options and switching of calls to other departments, all of which could be handled at a cost by hiring a sufficient number of knowledgeable persons who can resolve the consumer's problem in seconds, instead of requiring the recent purchaser to spend 3 hours of valuable time on numerous calls, menu options, waiting periods, and finally speaking to spokespersons who can't help. Well, I've said what I plan to say, and I'll say at this point, so long until my next video.